Botulinum toxin, the deadliest poison on Earth. A single gram of purified botulinum toxin contains enough poison to kill more than 1 million people. That makes it the most toxic substance ever discovered. It's produced by the bacterium Clostridium botulinum, which thrives in low-oxygen environments like improperly canned foods. While the bacteria themselves aren't usually the problem, the toxin they produce is unbelievably powerful. Just a microscopic amount entering the bloodstream can be enough to turn a healthy person into a medical emergency. Here's how it kills. Every movement your body makes depends on a chemical messenger called acetylcholine. Every breath, every blink, every heartbeat starts with a nerve releasing this tiny signal to tell a muscle what to do. Botulinum toxin silently blocks that signal. The muscles don't become weak, they simply stop receiving instructions altogether. As the paralysis spreads, victims lose control of their face, arms, and legs before it reaches the muscles that keep them breathing. Throughout the entire process, they're usually fully conscious. Without immediate medical treatment and mechanical ventilation, death comes from respiratory failure. Not because the heart stops, but because the lungs can no longer work. Here's what most people don't realize. Doctors intentionally inject this exact same toxin into millions of patients every single year. The difference isn't the poison itself, it's the dose. Instead of exposing the entire body, physicians inject an incredibly tiny amount directly into a specific muscle. The toxin stays localized, temporarily blocking only the overactive nerves in that small area, while the rest of the body functions normally. That's why botulinum toxin has become one of the most valuable medicines in modern healthcare. It helps prevent chronic migraines by relaxing muscles involved in pain signaling. It treats dystonia, a neurological disorder that causes painful, uncontrollable muscle contractions. It stops severe underarm sweating by shutting down the nerves that activate sweat glands. It can even calm overactive bladder muscles and correct certain eye disorders caused by abnormal muscle movement. Most people recognize it by its brand name, Botox, because of its cosmetic use. By relaxing the tiny facial muscles responsible for expression lines, it temporarily smooths wrinkles. But that's only a small fraction of what it was originally developed to do. For countless patients suffering from debilitating neurological conditions, Botox isn't about looking younger, it's about getting their lives back. The deadliest poison on Earth didn't become safer. Scientists simply learned how to control it, and in medicine, that often makes all the difference. Brazilian pit viper venom, the blood pressure crusher. If botulinum toxin proved the world's deadliest poison could become medicine, snake venom takes that idea even further. Deep in Brazil's forests lives the Bothrops jararaca, better known as the Brazilian pit viper. One bite can turn your own circulatory system against you in minutes. Here's how it kills. Its venom is a powerful mix of proteins and enzymes that damages blood vessels, disrupts clotting, and causes blood pressure to crash. Victims can suffer severe internal bleeding as vital organs are suddenly starved of oxygen. As circulation fails, the body goes into shock, and without rapid treatment, multiple organs begin shutting down. Here's what most people don't realize. That same venom helped create one of the most important heart medications ever developed. While studying the snake in the 1960s, researchers discovered a molecule that blocked the body's ability to tighten blood vessels. By recreating that effect, they developed captopril, the world's first ACE inhibitor. Instead of causing blood pressure to collapse, captopril safely relaxes blood vessels, making it easier for the heart to pump blood. Today, ACE inhibitors are prescribed to millions of people to treat high blood pressure, prevent heart attacks and strokes, protect the kidneys, and help patients with heart failure live longer. The Brazilian pit viper evolved its venom to bring blood pressure crashing down. Scientists simply learned how to control that same mechanism, and in doing so, saved millions of lives. Arsenic trioxide, the royal murder weapon. Snake venom wasn't the only deadly substance that found a second life in medicine. For centuries, arsenic was known as the king of poisons. Odorless, tasteless, and nearly impossible to detect, it became the weapon of choice for assassins and royal murder plots across Europe. Here's how it kills. Once inside the body, arsenic disrupts the enzymes that cells need to produce energy. As organs begin to shut down, victims suffer severe vomiting, dehydration, organ failure, and eventually death. Before modern toxicology, the symptoms often looked like natural illness, making arsenic one of history's most feared poisons. Here's what most people don't realize. Today, doctors intentionally inject arsenic into cancer patients. Scientists discovered that arsenic trioxide has a remarkable ability to target acute promyelocytic leukemia, or APL, a rare but aggressive form of blood cancer. Instead of attacking healthy cells at random, it forces the cancer cells to self-destruct through a process called apoptosis, or programmed cell death. The treatment has completely transformed the outlook for APL. What was once one of the deadliest forms of leukemia is now one of the most curable, with many patients achieving long-term remission when treated early. The poison that once quietly ended the lives of kings now helps save the lives of cancer patients. Once again, the danger wasn't the chemical itself, it was how it was used.
Pufferfish toxin, the ocean paralytic. Some poisons attack your blood, others attack your muscles, but the toxin inside the pufferfish attacks your entire nervous system. Found in the deadly fugu fish, tetrodotoxin is around 1,200 times more toxic than cyanide, making it one of the world's most powerful natural poisons. Here's how it kills. Tetrodotoxin blocks sodium channels, preventing nerves from sending electrical signals. As paralysis spreads through the body, muscles stop working one by one until the diaphragm can no longer breathe. The most terrifying part is that victims often remain fully conscious the entire time. Here's what most people don't realize. Scientists are studying this same toxin as a powerful, non-addictive painkiller. In tiny, carefully controlled doses, tetrodotoxin can block pain signals without affecting the entire body. Early studies have shown it may provide long-lasting relief for people with severe nerve damage and terminal cancer, especially when other pain medications fail. The pufferfish evolved tetrodotoxin to stop predators. Scientists are now learning how to use that same ability to stop pain instead. Pacific yew tree, the forest assassin. Not every deadly poison comes from an animal. Some grow quietly in the forest. The Pacific yew tree may look harmless, but nearly every part of it contains toxic compounds capable of stopping the human heart. Here's how it kills. The tree contains chemicals called toxin alkaloids that disrupt the heart's electrical signals. As the heartbeat becomes dangerously irregular, the heart can suddenly stop altogether. There is no specific antidote, making yew poisoning one of the most dangerous plant poisonings in the world. Here's what most people don't realize. Hidden inside this deadly tree was one of the greatest cancer treatments ever discovered. Researchers extracted a compound called paclitaxel, better known as Taxol, from the bark of the Pacific yew. Instead of attacking the heart, it targets rapidly dividing cancer cells by locking their internal skeleton in place, preventing them from multiplying. Today, paclitaxel is one of the most widely used chemotherapy drugs, helping treat breast, ovarian, lung, and several other cancers. The Pacific yew evolved its toxins to protect itself from predators. Scientists found a way to turn one of those deadly chemicals into a medicine that has saved millions of lives. Dietary phytochemicals, the plant poisons you eat every day. Not every poison comes from a snake, fish, or toxic plant. Some are already sitting on your dinner plate. Vegetables like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and mustard greens produce defensive chemicals to protect themselves from insects and hungry animals. Here's how they work. In high enough concentrations, these compounds can damage cells and disrupt the digestive systems of small herbivores. Their mild toxins evolve to make plants less appealing to anything that tries to eat them. Here's what most people don't realize. Those same plant toxins may be one of the reasons vegetables are so good for you. One of the most studied is sulforaphane, a compound found in broccoli sprouts and other cruciferous vegetables. Instead of harming us, small amounts trigger a protective response called the NRF2 pathway, switching on hundreds of genes involved in antioxidant production, detoxification, and cellular repair. Rather than fighting the toxin directly, your body prepares itself to handle even greater stress in the future. Plants evolve these chemicals to defend themselves. Our bodies evolve to become stronger because of them. And that's the fascinating truth about poison. The difference between a deadly toxin and a life-saving medicine is often just the dose, the delivery, and the science behind it. Sometimes the world's most dangerous substances become some of its greatest cures.